Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Hope you had a happy new year. Welcome back to the second episode of this all blocks fishing challenge. So first and foremost, I'm sure you can notice that I now have shaders on, and as I'm sure you can also tell, my mic is actually substantially better. So it's going to be a big increase in quality from here on out, both on the main channel videos and in this one. Very happy with how this came out. Thank you again to Bunlad, my good friend, for recommending this mic setup. It's actually his exact one, so I just stole it bar for bar, but you know, whatever, take it in stride. Hope you all had a very nice New Year's, whether you got together with family, friends, or just, you know, stayed home by yourself. I'm not one to judge. I prefer my me time personally, but so just to recap last week, I don't know if you guys tuned in or not, but that was the last week for the Techmas charity stream with Senzu Mike. I just wanted to say first and foremost, thank you all so much for everyone who tuned in, and especially to those who donated. We raised a grand total of $252.69 for the charity, and that will all benefit the Sarcoma Foundation of America, which is way more than what we were expecting. The main campaign goal was 100, and my campaign alone, you guys, my fans, my good fans, raised $215. Even more than that, double our sub-campaign. My sub-campaign's goal was $100, sorry. Absolutely fantastic. And, you know, I can't thank you guys enough. I will have more news on how much ad revenue will be donated. I'm just going to come out and be clear with it. It's probably a little over $1. Ad revenue from streams isn't actually that great. So the more you know. But I might chip in some of my own pocket money. We'll see how that goes. And my father's job, in light of, you know, tax write-offs and that nature, they might be willing to match the total donations. So that'll make it over $500 raised for the Sarcoma Foundation, which would be absolutely fantastic. But I don't really have those details yet, and I will update you guys with that as we go on. Another quick tidbit I forgot to mention, my little fella in the bottom right screen there. Have a little scale to sound going on. I thought it was pretty cool. I love that guy. He's going to be popping up in live streams from now on. Speaking of which, towards the end of the campaigns, I set another sub goal of $100. And if we happen to cross that threshold, which we did, I would go back into my random fishing world and I would try to beat the Ender Dragon. Not the Ender Dragon, sorry, the Wither, the other boss. Already beat the Ender Dragon. So because we hit that, I'm going to be live streaming, if you're watching this as it comes out, today at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to be putting out a short also to kind of promote it, get more people involved, but I really hope to see you all there. It'll be my first actual stream, not on top of charity, and I did a couple of quality of life updates with like art, interfaces, all that stuff. I'm really happy with how it came out, and I'm excited to see how you guys react to it too. So yeah, I hope to see you guys there. Back to the fishing video, I just kind of want to go over my process now that I have access to my actual computer, playing on it right now. Method of how I make videos is I have an idea, I play it all the way through, and then write a script and a story after. What the? Wait, really? Oh, okay, alright, we'll come back to that. But, so I had the idea of random fishing probably maybe 3 or 4 months brewing, and thankfully Andrew was able to make it for me. So, you know, 1,000 blessings to him and his family, or whatever. It took a bit to get it started. Well, once I found the time to actually, you know, record it and everything, I was really happy with how it was turning out. So I sat down, and wrote that script. The script comes after I record everything, so it's nothing is really that scripted. But I did have a better idea on how I would, you know, kind of end it, which I'll talk about now. So at the end, as I'm sure you guys probably know, I beat the Ender Dragon with beds. But prior to this, I did not once ever try that tactic. Not once. I was very, you know, vanilla in my methods of usually, you know, beating the game. Why did I do this? Which means like building up to the top, breaking all the spawners or the crystals with either snowballs or my fist. And then after that, just kind of shooting them with like a power 5 bow. But, you know, obviously I didn't have any of that. And I figured from the get-go I would just try and bed the dragon. Pause. So that was the plan going in. As I left the base, If you notice, I didn't really pan back to my inventory or anything because there would have been a lot more discrepancies. It was all kind of made in the replay mod. But as I got to the end portal, first of all, that took me like 30 minutes to find that stupid portal. I felt like I was walking through, felt like I was in Silent Hill walking through that stronghold, just through the endless fog. But when I did come across it, I did a quick check in my inventory, and I realized I didn't bring any blocks. Because, you know, I can't use any blocks that I find around me or whatever. So I had that going. I think I brought like 4 blocks of like some random type. But even then, they were definitely anything but indestructible. So in my first run, I made a backup of the world as soon as I entered the end. In my first run, first I tried the tactic of, you know, blowing them up, but it didn't work. Because I didn't know there was like a specific timing when he goes and perches and all that stuff. It's like, it's really fascinating what people had discovered about that and like all the, you know, speedrun strategies and whatnot. But as I placed that, the placeholder blocks exploded, and you know, I only got 1 off. And in turn, I guess I'll show it now. I made a replay file in my first run of me going up to the dragon, you know, blowing him up once and then getting flung up into the air and then dying. So it wasn't even a first attempt or anything like that. So then I had like, kind of like a crisis of sorts. It's like, well, now my only backup is me actually in the end dimension. I don't have any indestructible blocks, so what do I do now? I'm just straight up cooked. That's what I thought, at least. And then I just decided, you know what? I'll just kind of try and tough it out. So I set the tick speed to 0 in the backup. I teleported all the way back to my base, finding those coordinates from like, because I pressed F3 in the beginning, so I was able to do that. Made it back to the base. Didn't grab any extra blocks, but I did grab enchantment tables, which, in case you didn't know, is one of the only indestructible blocks, or blast-resistant blocks, I should say, in the game. So I grabbed those, watched a couple of, you know, tutorials on how to actually do the bed strategy, and then I sat there for maybe 2-3 hours just going at it. So going back to my original ending, I was originally gonna, you know, have like the Holland Alarna, or however you say it, playing in the background, and then it just kind of pauses once I die, and then I have like a little monologue about, oh yeah, I made it this far, blah 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 blah, and then kind of just tell like that whole thing, kind of just being upfront about it, and then I would eventually show like the final run, which is the replay file that's in the final video. I would show that, but instead of using Holland Alarna, I would pivot to actually Axolotl, which is C418's, one of C418's last songs he ever made for the game, for the update Aquatic. It's definitely a very much different vibe from Holland Alarna. There's kind of like the upbeat one compared to like, you know, it's Axolotl. It's supposed to be like relaxing and stuff. But I always found it, especially that drop at the end, to kind of almost be like triumphant after like going so far. Just listen to the difference the music makes. I'll play it now. Over. So as I'm sure you can tell, it's very much a different vibe, and in the end it's like, you know, the whole video was kind of chill up until this point, and this is like the one part where it's getting interesting, and I thought it'd be neat to like talk about like, you know, the 3 hours I spent trying to do this stupid challenge. At the end, that is, I spent like, I believe it was 6 hours getting all that other footage, just kind of sitting here fishing without a lure fishing rod, which I see now is very much more cost effective. But, you know, it's whatever. I'm happy with how it came out. Other people are happy with how it came out. So, you know, it's kind of here, extra channel, extra content for you guys if you wish, if you wish to view it. So, yeah, I think that's about it from me for this time. I got a whole lot more stuff. We're up to a double chest and a single chest worth of things, and Ender Dragon spawn eggs. So that's a very much incredibly cursed. But yeah, if you're watching this now, on the day this comes out, I'll be live streaming today at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we're going to try and kill the Wither. So, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.